Hello everybody. In this video, we will try to discuss the 11th Nakshatra, that is Purvaphalguni Nakshatra. Purvaphalguni Nakshatra ranges from 13 degree 20 minutes of Leo to 26 degree 40 minutes of Leo. Purvaphalguni is basically represented in the night sky by two bright stars. So every nakshatra consists of some group of stars. If you see Ashwini Nakshatra is also a group of two stars. And if you observe Arudra Nakshatra, it is only a single star. Even Rohini Nakshatra is also, it consists of a single star. That means, see, there are so many stars in the sky, but only a few stars would actually impact human life on earth. So that's what our ancient Vedic seers identified. And if you observe Kritika Nakshatra, Kritika is a group of 7 stars, and of course they represent the seven wives of the 7 celestial sages who are looking after the affairs of our galaxy. And if you observe Purvaphalguni Nakshatra, so it is a group of 2 bright stars, and these stars can be seen forming a part of the lion shape. So Leo is, it looks like a lion. And these 2 stars of Purvaphalguni, actually, they're forming a part of this particular lion shape. But see, our ancient Vedic seers saw these 2 stars as representing the back legs of a cot. The back legs of a cot actually mainly responsible for the comfort that we get on the bed, right? So when you're sleeping on bed, you just observe who are supporting you more, the back legs of a cot. So our ancient Vedic seers, by identifying these 2 stars as the back legs of a cot, basically they're giving us a sense of comfort. And even they identified this particular 2 stars as the 2 poles of a swinging hammock. If you observe a swinging hammock, the 2 poles are very much responsible for the comfort. Now, the visual magnitude of one of these stars, the brightest among these 2 stars, is 2.56. You may think, what is this visual magnitude? A visual magnitude is inversely proportional to brightness. So if the visual magnitude is lower, the brightness is higher. So it has some normal good amount of brightness, enough brightness, because the visual magnitude is 2.56. We have seen the stars having visual magnitude even 1 point something or less than 1 also in our other videos for other nakshatras so far. But of course, it also has some decent amount of brightness because of the visual magnitude 2.56. If it is even more lower, the brightness is even more higher. And in the modern astronomy, this brightest star is called as Jyotsna. So this particular name, Jyotsna, is very much prominent in some of the areas in the world, and this particular name can be given to Purvaphalguni females that is a very, very nice name for them. Because the star name itself is Josma. So Josma is that brightest star in the two stars of Purvaphalguni Nakshatra. Now, there is an area called Regulus in the sky, and these two stars are located to the left of this particular area, Regulus. So, this particular area, Regulus, is very, very auspicious, you can say, to some extent, right? And you can clearly understand the Purvaphalguni means farmer reddish one. So the meaning of Purvaphalguni is the farmer reddish one. The Phalguni means the red, of course, and Purva means the farmer, right? So Purva means farmer, Uttara means latter, kind of, right? So Purvaphalguni is nothing but the farmer reddish one, the farmer, or you can also say a little fig tree, that is also Purvaphalguni energy. The little fig tree energy is, that's the tree's energy is very much similar to Purvaphalguni's energy. See, the color red always evokes a wide variety of meanings. The moment you see red, the kind of energy red emanates, the kind of feelings you get, right? They are different feelings. It has a lot to do with the nature, qualities and temperament associated with this particular nakshatra as well, the color red. And a fig tree, right? The fig tree's energy is also very much similar to Purvaphalguni. So whenever you think about Purvaphalguni, you need to get this idea of red, right? The reddish, and also a little fig tree, the kind of energy you feel, right? And you can clearly see these two stars of Purvaphalguni are basically to the left of the bright area Regulus. And see, its main symbol is basically the front legs of a couch or a bed. So the bed here we are referring is not the bed. Of course, we also use the bed that we use for sleeping. And not only that bed, it also indicates a kind of divan cot, a kind of bed or a kind of couch used for daytime temporary rest, right? It's a kind of temporary rest because see, in the Magha Nakshatra, the person is very much achievement oriented. The person is something like, so with that fiery nature of Magha, he would have achieved so many things. Now, once you achieve so many things and once you are enlightened, because Magha Nakshatra is also about spiritual enlightenment, knowing about the self. That is Magha, right? The self-realization process actually starts in Magha Nakshatra. So after that, how a person feels? A person feels a bit relaxed. So the person wants to take some rest. So that resting area is Purvaphalguni. The kind of pleasure point, the kind of temporary rest point is that Purvaphalguni. See, the swinging hammock also we saw, right? It is also another symbol. Because once you say bed, everybody thinks, okay, nighttime sleep, right? So it's not that nighttime sleep bed. It can be any bed or any couch. So another symbolism is swinging hammock. So the swinging hammock is very much used for temporary rest, temporary, very soft enjoyment, right? So from this, what we can understand, comfort is the key word for this particular nakshatra. See, there are 27 nakshatras, right? In these 27 nakshatras, the soul looks for comfort and enjoyment after attaining the throne in the Magha Nakshatra. So after attaining the throne in the Magha Nakshatra, this is the area, this area, Purvaphalguni is the area where the soul looks for comfort and enjoyment. So Purvaphalguni people, generally the people having Purvaphalguni energy, they look for this comfort and enjoyment. So Purvaphalguni relates to a time where we look for rest, where we look for relaxation, amusement after fulfilling our worldly duties and responsibilities. In Magha Nakshatra, actually the soul very much interested in achieving or fulfilling the worldly duties and responsibilities. So once it is done, the soul looks for rest, relaxation and amusement. So that is Purvaphalguni Nakshatra. So the front legs of a bed or couch relates to the beginning part of this relaxation process, right? So when we are very tired, then what we do? We just want to, come to the house and just take rest. Just we hop on the bed, right? We hop onto a couch or we hop onto some temporary resting area. So that is actually Purvaphalguni, because in Magha Nakshatra the soul achieved so many things. It is continuously wandering to achieve so many things, and right, it achieved. Now it wants to take rest. It fulfilled some worldly duties. Now the soul wants some amusement, some temporary rest, some relaxation. So that is basically Purvaphalguni. Purvaphalguni is nothing but the temporary rest area. The comfort is mainly present in Purvaphalguni. The soul looks for comfort. So when we are very tired, we take rest, right? We go into a mode of complete relaxation, right? Now Purvaphalguni relates to this beginning period where we feel like doing no activity, because we already fulfilled, we already did some work. So the soul feels like, right, we feel like doing no activity, and we are completely intent upon renewing our energy. We are interested in renewing our energy. So Purvaphalguni is strongly related with the forces of renewal. Resting is not just resting is nothing but the renewal of energy. So this particular nakshatra is very much related to renewal of energy, which ultimately link it to the process of creation itself, right? So when you're taking rest, what you're doing basically is not only just enjoyment, is not only just relaxation. It's actually you are actually getting the renewal of energy. With the renewal of energy, you again go and do some activity, right? So the feel of this nakshatra, you just observe, the soul wants to take rest, but the soul also knows that this kind of enjoyment, this kind of relaxation, yes, this is going to be used for the creation. The energy is again, I'm going to use this energy to create something else, to fulfill my desires, right? So it ultimately linked to the process of creation itself. It's not just relaxation, right? You can understand the Purvaphalguni energy with this. So now the soul wants to take rest, and the soul knows that this rest period is going to create energy, and that energy, the soul feels that this energy it is going to utilize in future for some other activities. See, it is difficult for some of us to understand how something can be creative without being active, right? But you can clearly see when you're taking rest, when you're sleeping. The moment you wake up in the morning, you get fresh energy, and with that fresh energy, yes, you again go and do some activities, right? So all activity is dependent upon periods of non-activity, right? So nothing or no one can work all the time. So it is the periods of rest which provide the impulse for the creative or active periods. So a lot of scientists and researchers have found that the solution to a problem usually comes to them not when they are actually working on the problem, but in the period when they have taken their mind off it, and they are in a state of complete relaxation or enjoyment, or they are in a state of they are just sitting and not doing any activity. So in the period of no activity, they are getting the solutions to some problems. So Purvaphalguni, the relaxation process is not just the relaxation process, it is actually going to give solution to some problems, right? So you need to understand it layer by layer, so you can clearly see it can give solution. This is the area where you can get solution to your problems. See, in the fast-paced life of this modern age, modern times, see, especially in cities, people have forgotten the importance of having some required periods, adequate amounts of rest between activities. But that is the most important thing. You need to relax, you need to enjoy, you need to take rest. Otherwise, from where you can get the energy again to do your worldly activities, right? So the most important thing in your life is relaxation, enjoyment, and taking rest. That is the most important thing, because without proper sleep, you cannot do any activities again, right? So this is very important. So but some people are forgetting this fundamental thing, especially in big cities. They keep on working on something, and but they are forgetting the importance of this period of rest. See, this is probably the root cause for most of the physical and psychological traumas faced by the fast-paced city people, right? The physical and psychological problems that you're getting is just because of missing this enjoyment, missing this relaxation, missing this amusement in your life. See, however, one must be careful not to amplify this particular relaxation, of course, which usually results in excessive laziness and indulgence. If you keep on taking rest, then there is no use of it, right? So how much time you take rest? So the Purvaphalguni energy, the amount of energy you have, is very much important. That should also be considered, right? So comfort is very much important. Relaxation is very much important. The soul looks for it. But how much is also important. And this relaxation process is very much important for renewal of energy, and also while relaxing, you may get solutions to your problems. So Purvaphalguni has the energy to give solution to your problems, and also it has the capacity to renew energy. And it has the capacity for for relaxation. In this area, generally Purvaphalguni energy people, they look for enjoyment. They look for enjoyment, and they also have a sense that this enjoyment period can renew the energy, and with that energy they can do some worldly activities. And if you see the deity of this particular nakshatra, Bhaga, one of the 12 Adityas. Adityas are the solar deities, they are 12 in number. So Bhaga is the main ruling deity of this particular nakshatra. So he is often referred to as the morning star, which this morning star is very much related to Venus, right? The planet Venus. So Bhaga, one of the 12 solar deities, is a main ruling deity. And the moment you say Bhaga, you should think of Venus, that's it, a morning star. Now, Venus is the planetary ruler of this particular nakshatra, and in ancient times as a planet representing the solar aspect of nature. It represents the solar aspect of nature as well. In ancient times, Vedic seers identified Venus as representing the solar aspect of the nature. See, Bhaga's name, if you observe, Bhaga means delight, right? Bhaga, and if you see Bhoga, they're a bit related as well. Bhoga means pleasure, indulgence, right? See, Bhoga finds Bhoga, Bhaga, Bhagavan, right? Bhagavan is nothing but full of delight, more delight. So Bhagavan is a common word in India they use for gods, incarnations and evolved souls. See, Bhaga is known for bestowing rest, relaxation, enjoyment, pleasure, affection, sexual passion, and also marital felicity. So Purvaphalguni is seen to promote all of this, all these energies: relaxation, enjoyment, pleasure, affection, sexual passion, and marital felicity. So I'm saying marital felicity. Now you may think, okay, all Purvaphalguni people are very good in the marriage life. No. It's not the case, but you have to observe. Of course, if a person has Purvaphalguni energy, then you have to look for the seventh lord. If the person is a female, you have to check for Jupiter as well. If the Jupiter is not so comfortable, if it is debilitated, such a person's marriage life may not be very good. It's not very good, basically. If a female has a bad Jupiter, that's it. A marriage life cannot be happier, cannot be more fresh, cannot be more better. And let us say, so the female has to perform propitiations for a better marriage life, for sure. She has to. And if a male, let us say, has Purvaphalguni Nakshatra somewhere, moon is in Purvaphalguni, or some good planet, benefic planet, or functionally benefic planet is sitting in Purvaphalguni Nakshatra for a native, for a male native, let us say. So now, will the marriage life go fine? No, you have to check the seventh lord's dignity. If the seventh lord is also good, yes, marriage life will go fine. And also you need to check the Venus. If the Venus has no dignity, or if the Venus is facing some problems, facing some bad aspects or bad conjunctions, that's it. There's a problem in the person's marriage life. So you have to check all this, but fundamentally, if a person has Purvaphalguni energy, right? So the amount of happiness in the marriage life you need to check. For that, if a person has Purvaphalguni energy, a seventh lord energy, and for a female, Jupiter's energy; for a male, the Venus energy, all are important. Thanks for watching this video. We will make another video. We'll continue our discussion on Purvaphalguni. Thank you.